Congratulations, the first woman to head the National Security Council, so to speak. You're the first National Security Advisor. That's a woman, but this isn't the first in terms of you breaking the glass ceiling, so to speak. What do you believe, ma'am, is the edge of having someone from the academe as the National Security Advisor instead of having someone from the military?
Well, not to denigrate the military, because this has happened, Karen, I'm sure you know, 22 years ago at the National Defense College, where, people were just saying that I will not last 1 week, and I lasted for more than 3 years. So I'm sure you know, Karen, and you agree with me, gender doesn't matter. You know, if you're bobo and whoever you are, bobo ka talaga. Pero if you have something there, talagang andon. So, we're not saying, Karen, that we're setting aside the military aspect of national security. But right now, tinignan ko kasi, Karen, yung equivalent ng security sa Tagalog, yung katiwasayan ng kalooban. Alam mo yun, tiwasay yung kalooban mo, na meron kang kasiguruhan, you have some fair level of certainty that you're going to live up to, let us say, 78 for women and 75 for men, yung life expectancy, and that your children can go to school, with the full protection of our laws, etc. So, national security is human security, Karen. Yun siguro ang ilalagay kong perspective as a social scientist.
And I'm curious, ma'am, will you be able to form a team? Will you be hiring or choosing members of the military to be with you?
Karen, kasi NSA Esperon has not talked to me nor has sent signal that I will be briefed, so I'm blind until I know the organization. Until I know the structure of this office, I can't say anything yet. I don't like to move when I don't know.
Well, ma'am, is this a post that you had wanted?
Let's put it this way. It's something, I've been soaked in foreign policy, defense and security for as long as 56 years, Karen. You know that, no? You've been interviewing me for 1,000 years.
Absolutely.
So, ayoko dapaan, Karen, yung hindi ko alam. So, okay lang to. Alam ko to.
Okay. All right. Let's start first with some of the things you've already said to the media. You said something interesting. The Marcos administration will be pursuing critical engagement with China. What does that mean to you?
Well, critical and constructive, actually. And China is just one direct object. It can be India, Japan, US, etc. No? What it simply means, Karen, is as a social scientist, look at all your variables, the factors and forces that go into any relationship with any country for that matter. The only reason why we are really just focusing on China is that right now, a large of our concerns, security concerns for that matter, because of the contested South China Sea, is involving this particular country. But we can very well use that brush, that prism, for the rest of our engagement. Well, critical and constructive means that we continue talking, no? Because you know what the alternative looks like. We continue talking and we're looking for commonalities. Where there are commonalities, we agree on these commonalities step by step. Incremental siya until this is called the low politics area. Yung like climate change consequences or isda, no? Ano ba yung papag-awayan nyo sa isda? Of course, merong pag-aawayan, Karen, kasi unilaterally nag-declare sila ng fishing holiday, no? So sabi natin, Karen, parang nag-declare ka doon sa aming karagatan. So medyo ba isama mo nga kami sa decision making? So those are the kinds of things that we really need to do. No?
Okay. So masasabi po natin, ma'am, na kumbaga mag-iiba ang ating foreign policy with China compared to the Duterte administration.
Hindi naman siguro mag-iiba. Siguro mag-enhance lang, which means operationally, you're going to increase the level and the scope. No?
Okay. China's ambassador to the Philippines declared that the West Philippine Sea issue can be resolved through bilateral consultation. Do you agree?
I agree. We just keep on talking. But siguro we need some changes in our language, Karen. Let's stop talking about claims on kalayaan, ano? That's ours. So, iba naman yung nagkiklaim yan. So, huwag natin gamitin yung salitang claim, Karen. Atin yun di ba? So, pabayaan mo sila gumamit ng claim. Huwag natin gagamitin yung claim. Kasi atin yun eh. Sila yung nagkiklaim, di ba? Or whoever.
And what do you think will be the role of the United States under the Marcos administration with your advice when it comes to national security?
Well, there is no doubt that for as long as the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty is in force, then let us continue under that the defense framework and let us enhance that. Kasi, Karen, how long ago is 1951? Parang maraming years na yan, ano? Especially since the United States has declared a new framework, the Indo-Pacific framework, and yeah, let us not allow these two superpowers to make our region really the contest for their spheres of influence, no? Di naman po pwedeng parang tatanga-tanga na lang tayo dyan sa ano, hindi tayo tinatanong. Please, tanungin nyo kami, lalo na yung Philippines, na talagang right smack between the United States and the Pacific Ocean to our east and the China to our west. No? So I think we should be more, what is the term? We should be more aggressive and in terms of our national interests, and they have a right naman to declare what their national interests are. And where we have commonalities, di sige. And as I said, let's do it incrementally. Una muna tayo sa commonalities natin. And kanya nga, nalungkot ako, Karen, na dinis-invite nila yung China sa RIMPAC, ano? Yung Rim of the Pacific exercises. Kasama naman yan dati eh. Parang nag-iba yung tono nila sa China. Ba't hindi mo isasama yung China? Tungkol naman yan sa maritime security, tapos defense of the sea lanes, di ba? These are low politics areas.
Okay, but I'm curious, now that you're talking about maritime security, for example, with the United States, would you push for patrols with the U.S.?
Yes, but let us involve all other actors.
Okay.
Kasi ang ayoko sa Western world, parang Karen, ang favorite verb nila is to exclude, yung nakita, or to isolate. And tayo naman, ang gusto natin ay talagang to include. That is the Asian ethos eh. Yeah. The Asian cosmology is to include. Very inclusive ang Asians eh. Diba? Ibang-iba sa Western prism. Kasi sa kanila, I'm sure alam mo na yung mga dinivide nila, you know, Korea, Palestine, Cyprus, mahaba na yung listahan na yan. So, we're trying to convince them that the best way really to have international order is for us to be inclusive. No, wag yung ini-ichiprera mo yung tao. I'm sure China gusto niyang mag-apply dyan sa RIMPA kasi kasama mo naman siya dati. Ba't mo siya in-exclude ngayon? Diba?
Okay, but with the Philippines, for example, will you be recommending or pushing for the enhanced, for EDCA, for example, or even a better version of the VFA?
Yeah, let's talk about that. I think that is part of the review. If the president wishes the review to be undertaken, to continue, because I think Lorenzana has started that I think 2 years ago, in the light of the president wanting to abrogate the VFA. Pero kasi Karen, ang dapat pakailaman mo yung treaty. Kasi legs lang naman yung BFA, EDCA, MIRSA, etc. Legs lang ito, implementing arms lang ito eh. Although yung BFA tinrato natin treaty, hindi naman siya treaty, executive agreement lang yan eh. Maraming mga, ano ba ang tawag ko doon Karen? Error in judgment and siguro wag na natin i-label yun, magkakaroon na naman ako mga kaaway nito. But yes, kung gusto mong i-review yan, i-review mo yung Mutual Defense Treaty.
Okay. Now, the United States, incoming Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez said, we will be having a special relationship with the United States. In terms of national security, how important is that?
Well, all other actors are important.
Okay.
Especially Japan. We're not mentioning Japan, Karen, kasi siya yung top honcho insofar as our regional security arrangements are concerned. In fact, hindi ba medyo natakot tayo kasi yung si Shinzo Abe, which is nasa likod siya ni Kishida Fumio, siya talaga pinupush niya talaga magkaroon ng nuclear warhead sa Japan. Alam mo naman Karen, nandiyan lang yung Japan, naduduraan lang dyan sa North, So it's something really that concerns us. So let us also, while we're always talking about US and China, let us involve also the two other actors up there, South Korea and Japan. And yes, our security architecture will involve all the actors. Kasi inclusive tayo, Karen eh. Huwag tayo mag-i-echipwera na miski sino, including Russia. Kasi alam mo nung nasa Moscow kami, ang pinapag-usapan ng mga counterparts doon is really pivoting to to Asia, to our region. Kasi ang Russian, di ba nandyan lang sa North yan? There is a Russian, European Russia, there is an Asian Russia, and people forget that, di ba?
What would be your top priority in, let's say, the first 100 days when it comes to national security?
Well, I will ride on what President Marcos already articulated, creating jobs which were lost during the 2-year pandemic, because job creation is a national security, Karen. As I said, ang national security mo is really to be reckoned on the individual level. Paglabas mo, wala kang pamasahe, wala kang perang panggasolina, no? Food security, security ng water sources mo, no? Security of the air that you breathe. These are all individual security issues. The only reason why ang layo ng pagka-configure natin sa national security before is kumopya na naman tayo sa Amerikano dahil konsepto natin ng security, yung lampas sa ating karagatan, which is not the case. The security that will really concern us as individuals would be human security. Yung sinabi ko na kanina, energy, food, etc.